Hello again. Welcome to my channel. This is Eccentric RockStar'Seed, and I'm here with another really cool message. Okay, keep in mind, this is advice. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. So with my 4 cards that I just pulled, okay, because I got 3 cards on this side for DF, and these are for DM. Okay, 2 of Cups. Stay optimistic about your love life. Positive thinking and faith will bring you romance. Starseed, what lights you up? Shiva, the unattainable Shiva. Okay, this is a leader of destruction and rebirth, moving past physical limitations from society, your body, your mind, or your ego. That's what Shiva represents. So this is somebody who is experiencing some feelings of inadequacy and unrequites in their connection. So they felt like they had to move past it. It caused a bit of a tower for this couple, and I feel like once that happened, the tables turned. Teaching is your passion, so you've been training and working on your craft. In regards to how you're handling this connection, it's all out of. I think you're doing it in spite of what has happened. Because you've been slept on. You decided to do more inner work in order to move past the whole toxicity, and drama and the unrequited of this person and experience with the intention to start over, start anew. All right. So as I was meditating over these 4 cards I just showed you, I was a song. I was led to Beyonce's song "Love Drought," and a part that stuck out to me. What did she say? What did I do wrong? She said the only way we're going is up. These old bitches, they so whack, and I'm tough. What's up? Divine feminine. Yes, you are. You are all that and a bag of chips. And I feel like what's boosting your confidence is you're learning what's lighting you up. And this connection, it drove you to go, it transformed you to a higher velocity. And with the 3 of Pentacles here on your side, like, you got the Death card, Death of Transformation. Look how the people are looking up to her. Like, she done blew up. And the 3 of Pentacles is her perfecting her craft. Look how she's working on herself. And her self-care is drinking green tea. She's detoxing for real. While on the other note, you have the Divine Masculine with the Hangman. He's stuck because she's become unattainable. 4 of Swords in retreat. While he's sitting in retreat, he's really stuck because now you got be still. He's so restless, he's called to be still. He's stuck on his wife. I'm gonna just bluntly put it. So what's triggering you? I feel like what's triggering the DF was who or what. I feel like it was her man that triggered her. The filter of our own experience is how we experience life 90% of the time. So through our own projections, when someone reminds us of an unhealed experience, we get triggered. Often it's an unconscious thing. So people and situations can trigger our mirrors to reflect back to us what we believe to be true about life or ourselves. And the mirrors point to our shadow and our light. So mirroring it reveals part of us that's yet to be accepted, witnessed, or loved. So for the Divine Feminine, you're guided to look closely at what experiences or people are currently triggering you and what they could be mirroring back to you. When you have felt like this before, could they be, opportunities to heal something in you? Question. Or are they shining a light on something that longs to be witnessed in you? And this goes for good or bad, right? The good, those, who admire you and put on a pedestal. And if we don't realize what we're attracted to them for because, we are like them, we would need to cut them down in order to rise to their level. Or the bad, those we despise, are envious of, or put down, right? So if we do not realize that they trigger something in us, then it is still yet to be healed. It will remain hurt and wounded ourselves, bluntly. So how were you called to step up and lead, dear divine feminine? And I feel like this experience has led you as to be a spiritual teacher, some kind of like counselor, concierge. You're dedicated in service, freedom, and leadership. And it's actually great that you are in this dark space with the death card being here. You don't need to have it all together to lead. In fact, it helps if you don't have it all together, because nobody likes the perfect angel who hasn't made any mistakes. Nobody can relate to that. We are all Adam and Eve's children. We all have hypocrisy. We all have imperfections, truthfully. So, let your life be your message, your unique story. Don't underestimate the power of sharing your story. It's very important. And it's by hearing someone else's journey that we feel less alone. We start to relate to each other. And we realize that we're actually all in this thing called life together. Why do you think we gravitate to the comedians in the industry and the entertainment industry? You see all the different things that they talk about is wild and like unreal, but it's their life experiences. And they just so happen to find the positive and the humor in it. And and it's therapy for them. So really it's therapy for other people, and that could be a spiritual practice within itself, because they come with a lot of empathy and compassion. Like, comedians are not mean-spirited like most people think. They're very sensitive people. If you think about the things that your favorite comedian talks about, that's heavy. The situations are typically heavy-hearted and just very stressful to even for anybody to have to put up with that, but they've been through it. And now they have raw material to share with people as a way to be an advisor or a counselor to help somebody else through a similar experience. But the difference between a follower and a leader is that a leader has the courage to go first. So in stepping out, when you're stepping out, you shine a light on the path for others to venture forward too. Hence, that's why I use the example of a comedian. So don't fret, try not to stress. Don't get into that worry and that mental anguish about trying to work out who's your tribe. Like, that's irrelevant. You're going to find your tribe. You're going to naturally attract your tribe as you move forward. And don't get stuck in age or make excuses and income, lack of income or hobbies or occupation. The best way to discover your tribe is to look in the mirror. If you feel called to lead, chances are it's because at some point in your life you long for someone to lead you. So you're becoming the something that you wish you had at one time. Your tribe, and your tribe is longing for that exact same thing, as for you was, or that you are. It might only be one step behind you. Hell, they might even be right along with you. Like a million-man march, so to speak. You don't even need anyone's permission, just the courage to stand up. Embrace your struggles. Embrace them. Don't be embarrassed by them. Embrace them. The peaks, everything. All the public humiliation you have to withstand. Remember, it's 50 of them, it's only one of you. You don't need to know the way, just believe that there might be a different one. Your tribe is waiting for you. So you gotta if you step into your role as a leader, they're gonna find you. But you have to put yourself out there so they can know, they can listen out for you. They can know that there's somebody there for us. Very deep. I had to take a mental break. I was writing my book, as I said, in another reading. And this is just something that just hot. It just was on my mind as I was writing. So I decided to talk to y'all. I'm taking a coffee break. So what's up? But the death of transformation. I like that there's two major arcanas. There's a major arcana for you and for this person. So y'all, it triggered one transformed and it triggered the other one to go through, to work through his spiritual transformation. And I like that there are two cards that's insinuating that he's the what is it, the hangman. You know, he's just he's not as stuck as he think he is. He's not as stagnant as he think he is. He's actually moving through. You know, he's in pain though. I can say that with the Four of Swords is retreat from heartbreak. It follows a rejection, a huge rejection and a heartbreak, because the death of transformation is ending it. It's like, I've decided to go master my craft and work on myself. You have to figure life out by yourself for a while. Now, take it how it resonates. The man could have said that to the woman, or the woman could have said that to the man. Either way, unattainable Shiva is on this board. The Two of Cups is here. That's a partnership, whether in business, romance, or friendship. Either way, y'all are equal counterparts to each other. You do love each other. You do want the best for each other. That's why it's advising you to stay optimistic about your love life. Because when you in that negative mindset, like the divine masculine, whoever this is on this side, he's definitely in a negative mindset. He's moving through it, but he's yet to transform his emotions. He's still working through a massive heartbreak. He's still speaking along the lines of needing a mental break, needing to retreat, and that's exactly what he's doing. He's not moving, he's still. You got the be still card right here. And he might be required to be still because he's anxious. I get that energy from him. While you, on the other hand, you just are standing on a platform, or standing on you look like the Statue of Liberty. Like, you're so passionate and you're practicing that dual nature, that spirituality and that Pluto energy. You know, you're not even the same person, and that's why y'all energies are not matching yet. But you're grounded. The Three of Pentacles here, you're definitely great. You have grounded yourself to the point where it's like, what's important is what makes me happy, and that's it. And this person is like, what's important is how I feel. So you're going to come out of this a teacher. Like, he triggered you and you triggered him. It could be a dual thing. Like, let me see. The Chariot, the Ace of Swords, Knight of Pentacles. You two are very stubborn, but there's a lot of clarity. The Six of Cups. I feel like the divine feminine, you know, this is your soulmate or past life twin flame. Could be a little of both. Look, the Two of Cups and the Six of Cups is here. The Chariot is here. The Chariot represents you moving forward, having like the worst time ever, but you have the clarity that you have to go through this. You're made to go through this. Like, you have to fix what's wrong in order for y'all to reconnect back with each other. God had to step in and say, enough with you two. You being a little too stubborn. The Knight of Cups, the Four of Cups. He's just like he's just severely disappointed that it even had to end like this. And so is the Divine Femme. It's like a lot of reminiscence here. And the Knight of Cups is somebody who wants to come forward and just say something. Somebody wants to express their true feelings. Somebody could also be disappointed that they didn't say enough sooner. It's 2 knights on the board. The Knight of Pentacles is very slow but steady, very stubborn energy. And I feel like this Divine Feminine is like, I'm not in a rush to go back into anybody's connection because I'm in pursuit of my own happiness, especially with this Chariot card here. New everything. I need all new everything. Like the Trinidad song, all gold everything. That's what I heard. I know myself to be one way, and I didn't like it anymore. I've outgrown it. I've outgrown the space. I've become very bored and discontent in hindsight. So now I'm going to go seduce myself in pursuit of what makes me happy. I only care about what makes me happy. This is a repeating message to some extent because I think I said that in another video. And the Knight of Pentacles is, meanwhile, this person is like on the other end of the spectrum. Like, why did you? I don't know what happened. I don't know what I did, but you need to explain to me what exactly is this and what am I supposed to be doing? Like, he's very like, he's not depressed. He could be depressed. I don't know if he's depressed. It doesn't feel like depression. It just feels like he's not happy with how this process is going. Like, it's too heavy. That's why he's called to be still. It's just a lot for him because he's only, I guess it's like you can only go connect with the Divine Femme as deep as you connect with yourself. So he is not accustomed to doing that, or just got out of the habit of doing that, or hasn't done that in a long time. So now he's just sitting there stuck, like stubborn. He's met with a lot of, he's meeting Divine Femme with a lot of stubborn energy because he's triggered just like she was triggered. Like, her success triggered him, and something about him, what has triggered her? It's like she knew what this was, and he didn't want to give into it. He wasn't ready to give into it. He still had a lot of play in him. He still was a seducer. So he was taking his time and dragging his feet with her, and she said, not on my watch. I'm moving forward. You're going to have to learn to live with that. I had enough. Aww. A lot of Cancer energy is here, and Virgo, Scorpio, yeah, this is Cancer, Scorpio, and Virgo. But y'all doing the same thing to each other. Divine Femme, what is it that you have to say? 5 of Pentacles, Temperance, Queen of Pentacles. I had to abandon this. I had to abandon us to work on myself. 3 of Swords is here now. The Moon. I suffered in silence. 6 of Air. Yeah, I feel like the Divine Feminine quietly left. The 10 of Wands. It was very passionate, but became very burdensome because this counterpart tried to only pursue it passionately, but he was afraid to go deep with her, and now he's burdened with just trying to be hypersexual with her. And she became very burdened because him trying to be hypersexual without no real depth to finding his way into this connection burdened her. So she just said, enough. I don't want to do this. So she's healing. The Temperance card is here, which is another twin flame card. And the Moon is intuition, but it also represents secrets. She didn't want to say how this was making her feel, so I feel like she was keeping a brave face through all of this. But he always knew her value, and now she's like into. You got the Chariot card here, but you also have the Six of Swords here. Like, you always been her tranquil. And now it's like when she travels, all she could think, she thinks a lot about, and if you look at this moon card, look at the illustration. She thinks about him a lot. Like, now that she's there, if you look at this with the Death card, if you put those two cards together, it's like she's real big time now. Like, her name is in the lights, is in the flashing lights. But she secretly, it hurt her feelings that she had to leave her twin flame, but she gets it. Like, it was all part of the journey. This part of the journey, she has to walk it by herself. She's mature about it with the Chariot card here. But she's also picking up on his heartbreak. But she was heartbroken first. And then she started moving through it. And then with the Six of Swords, it's a mental break. And she watched it. You gotta watch the words you say, the things you put out there into the universe. Like, she's a traveler. I would say that. She's made a way for herself that she's passively earning a lot of money. I see that. She's a business owner. A few businesses, as a matter of fact. Like, I want to know how she does it. Like, if she turned that pain into triumph, to be really straight up. And although he's proud of her, he's heartbroken that he can't be with her. That deep down inside, he really, really wanted to be with her. He really did. But he abandoned this connection for hypersexual interactions. He thought that was what he needed. But if you remember the part in The Blaze of Glory, how they fought, they spent the whole movie arguing, and then they formed a bond with each other. And when they won the championship at the end, the speech that Will Ferrell was like, the reason I was a sex addict is because no one ever really loved me. I never had anybody, but now I have a brother. I was a lone wolf, and now the lone wolf never has to be alone again. Something to that effect. But he said, no one ever really loved me. And that's somebody's experience. They could come, they acting from past trauma, but when you came along, you triggered this person to do better, to want better, to feel better. And while he was with you, it was better. But that's not the way to treat your traumas. You have to work on yourself. You have to do your own shadow work. You can't ride the coattail of your partner when they're a little bit more ahead. And it's usually one person that's a little bit further along than the other one. So how does the divine feminine feel now? Moving forward, now that she's got her flowers, so to speak, and she's found herself through self-love and healing and growth. And I'm simplifying it with the way I'm explaining it, but clearly she's went through some heavier times with the Five of Pentacles there and the Death card here. The Four of Cups is here too. Remind you, they both go through the same things. Like the roles switched around. Like when she felt like that, he was riding high, and then she started rising up, and the roles reversed, and he started to feel some type of way about her, about how she just triggered all these different things that he was trying not to deal with, or it's just really made to deal with it. And that's karma. How does she feel? Engagement. Your love life is ascending to a higher level of commitment. Her life has definitely ascended. Her spirituality has definitely ascended. So naturally her aura is higher. Her vibration is a lot higher. And she doesn't want to be around anybody whose frequency is less than that. How does the divine masculine feel? Trust. The situation is calling for you to have faith. I already had a card out here like that. Stay optimistic about your love life. Positive thinking is what's going to bring it back together. I think he feel like it's done, and that's what's devastating him moving forward. I feel like the divine femme is ready for commitment, whether it's to be to him or not. But she's owning the fact that that's what she loves, that's what she wants to be with. So she is she's lighting a candle for him, drinking tea and doing her healing and growing, her exercising. She's got a nice little regimen. Work 3 of Pentacles is perfecting your craft, mastering your craft. It also talks about collaboration, but in this case, it's mastering her true self, her North Node, her skills, honing in on her skills, and building on herself. Perfecting her own well-being. Okay. What's likely, and you have free will, so what does the future likely hold for them? New love. A new person has stirred your romantic feelings. Now that's a matter of free will. It's either going to be a new person for her and him if their frequencies don't match, or they're going to come back totally different people. Okay, retreat is on the bottom. A time to disconnect from the world. This could be a new love for them, a new chapter in love for these two people, if they could learn to align with each other again once they do the work. Like, now that you're triggered, what are you going to do about it? Now that you got it, what you can do about it. That's Gwen Stefani. I forget the name of the song, but it's on one of her albums, her solo albums. All right, guys, I hope this helped. Like, share, subscribe, speak to your friends, show it to your friends. Until next time.